is just a lie to try to bring you down and keep you from doing the very thing you've been called here on this earth to do. So do not empower it. Do not give into it. You can do this. Don't let your life be driven by fear. Tackle it, overcome it, face it, conquer it. You got this. Hey everyone, my name is Coleman, and we are talking about how to overcome your fear. This is going to be a 6-part series. This is part 1, so be sure to stay tuned for all 6 to get the full in-depth, in-breadth conversation on how to overcome your fear. And this one is the first step, and it's about, first of all, being aware of your fear. What fears do you have? What gives you anxiety? What scares you? What are things that you've been running away from in your life? Those are the very things we gotta realize and understand first, so we can take all the other steps, and so we can actually face our fear and overcome it. But the first thing is in recognition of the fear. What fears do you have? We all have fears. You're not alone. You're not the only one. I have many fears. Some of them being fear of public speaking, fear of heights, fear of failure. All these things that are really important to me being able to do my destiny, because I have a fear of public speaking, but I know that it's been put on my heart to teach and to speak. So what if I gave into that fear? I would be running from the very thing that I'm supposed to do. Fear of failure. There's a long time where I didn't put up these videos or do videos because I was trying to make them so perfect, and that wasn't working. And so I realized, I had a fear of failure, and I was trying to disguise it as, perfectionism, which is a nice way of saying pretty much I have a fear of failure. So be honest with yourself. Take some time to self-reflect and write down your fears, and then you can proceed on to step 2. And the second step is to face your fear. Put yourself in a position where you have to face your fear. So one of my fears was public speaking, and I was asked to do a TEDx talk. And I could have easily been like, oh, that's okay, it wasn't required, I didn't have to do it. But I was like, of course I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna face my fear, because I was excited about what I could do through the TEDx talk, which is actually, help people and speak on a really important topic that I wanted to talk about. And so I faced my fear, and by doing that I was able to overcome my fear. And also I had a fear of heights, and so I decided to jump out of a plane and go skydiving, and I thought that was the very thing that would be perfect to overcoming my fear of heights. And I was scared as hell getting on that flight. Let me tell you, my heart was racing. It was gonna come out of my chest. But as soon as I jumped out of that plane, it was like everything left, all that fear left, and the feeling was so exhilarating. And I'm sure most of you have felt that feeling when you do overcome your fear. As a result of you facing it, when you overcome it, you feel such a great sense of accomplishment and exhilaration and excitement, and you want to do it again, and you realize that it's not all that bad. So the second step is to face it. Don't run from your fear. The only way you're ever going to overcome your fears is by actually taking it head on and facing it. So think about, what are some things that I could do that would allow me to face my fear so I can overcome it and move forward. Write those things down, and then put yourself in a position to do it. As soon as you start engaging in it and doing the very thing that you have a fear of, it won't be as bad, and you'll overcome it, and you'll be on your way to living a fearless life and being full of freedom. Because that's truly a free life, is when we don't give in to the power of fear. We don't empower fear. We empower ourselves, and we are stronger than fear. And the third step is to take control of your fear, and you do this by taking control of your thoughts. Thoughts are powerful. What we think about, we actually empower, and that can channel the energy of who we are. So fear is kind of crazy, because it starts to get into your head. And if you had a fear of public speaking, for instance, before you get up there, it's like, what if I mess up, right? What if they don't like it? What if people don't like me? All these things, all these negative thoughts start to go through your mind. And if you start to actually believe it and think that that's gonna happen, you make yourself even more fearful and more nervous, and it's kind of like an endless cycle that just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But you gotta take control of those thoughts and say, you know what? I don't agree with that thought. That's not right. That's not gonna happen. That's a lie. And come into alignment with the truth of the situation and your thoughts, and and come at whatever thought you're thinking with the opposite, the positive version of the thought. So people are gonna like this talk. They're gonna love it. I'm gonna do great. It's gonna be perfect. Everything is gonna go so well. I prepared for this. I am a great speaker. It's gonna be a success. Speak those things over yourself. Think them over and over in your mind, and you are gonna become those thoughts. Be careful what you are giving energy to in your mind, because what you think about, you empower for yourself. And that is so important to being able to take control of your fear, is not giving in to the lies that are going on in your head, the battle in your mind of why something isn't going to work out, or why someone isn't going to like you, or you're going to be rejected, or whatever it is, or fear of failure. I'm not going to make it. Yes, you are going to make it, and believe it, because that's going to make all the difference in you being able to overcome your fears. Here's another great example. Golf. If you golf, it's a very mental game. A lot of sports are. It's very mental. And I was golfing, and I had come to this one hole, and I had played it so many times before, and I had hit the fairway, so many times. And this one day I was having a rough day. I wasn't doing as well on the golf course. And when I came to this one hole, it's one of those holes where you tee off, there's a huge pit in front of me. And you gotta get it over the pit onto the fairway in order so you can get to the green. Well, I was empowering the pit that day. I started thinking about, what if I hit the ball in the pit? I'm gonna hit the ball in the pit. How am I gonna hit, and I started thinking about it, and sure enough, I was thinking about the pit, hitting the ball in the pit, and guess where my ball went? Right into the pit. It was almost like the energy in my mind went right into my hands and my arms and my swing, and I directed all that directly right into the pit. And so I think that's a really good example for how we live our lives and what we think about. So overcome them with your thoughts. Remember to think good thoughts to declare over your life. Once you are aware of your fear, and once you face your fear, this third step is to take control of your fear by controlling your thoughts. And the fourth step is to envision the desired outcome as a result of you conquering your fear. By you envisioning who you are and who you've become as a result of overcoming and tackling your fear, you're going to be able to be a lot more motivated, inspired, and encouraged to get through the very thing that is trying to hold you back. See yourself on the other end of it and ask yourself, why am I doing this? In the first place, this will give you that extra drive and passion to overcome it. As an example, when I was asked to do the TEDx talk and I didn't run from it, I decided to face it because I envisioned the desired outcome. I saw that I had something important to talk about, greater purpose in business, and I was passionate about it, and I wanted to share about it, and I knew that it could help a lot of people. And so that's what actually motivated me. It wasn't about the talk itself, it was about the desired outcome of actually, as a result of speaking at TEDx, I was able to bless and help a lot of people. And actually, the end result exceeded my expectations. I did well in the presentation, and I had people coming up to me after saying, great job. Some people said it was their favorite of the day, best of the day, and one person even said, you should take it out on tour. And I was like, really? Thank you. But the point is what really drove me to want to do the TEDx talk in the first place. Even though I had a fear of public speaking, I decided to face it because I was able to envision the desired outcome. And that in itself, when you're able to envision the desired outcome, that will give you the motivation that you need to be able to get through it. Part 5, step 5 is surround yourself with fearless people. It really matters who you spend your time around. If you're around a bunch of fearless people, you're probably going to be a lot more fearless. But if you're around a bunch of people who are scared of risk-taking, they like to play it safe, then you're much more likely to be like that. It's really important who you choose to be around. Choose your friends wisely. Be around people who challenge you and push you into those fears to allow you to do all the things we talked about, steps 1 through 5, and actually get out there to face your fears and overcome them. It's so important that we surround ourselves with risk takers, people who are willing to step out and be bold for their purpose, and they are fearless, and that is going to rub off on you. Who we surround ourselves with, we pick up on that energy, and they essentially, whether we like it or not, they end up rubbing off on us So definitely choose your friends wisely, or the people who you spend a lot of time with. Partner with people who maybe have already conquered that fear and they excelled in that area. They can, in essence, help encourage you and talk you through what you need to do, and be kind of like your mentor and your coach for being able to face and overcome the very thing that's trying to hold you back in life. This is the 6th and final step, and it talks about the importance of love. Love conquers fear. Love ultimately will replace all of your fear. As it says in the Bible, it's a great verse on fear. It says, perfect love drives out all fear. Fear cannot exist in love because fear has to do with punishment. And when you know you're filled with love and you know that God loves you, you don't have to worry about fear because you know you're taken care of. You know your self-worth. You know your value. You know that you are a son or daughter of God, and you don't have to worry about these little things on earth that try to come at us, because you realize that it's a lie and you know the truth, and the truth is found in love, which is found through God. So please fill yourself up with love. Love is the answer. Essentially, if we're fearing, we don't know who we are. Essentially, we don't know the power that we carry if we have fear. So when we fill ourselves up with love and we know that no matter what we do, we're not going to be rejected. We're not going to fail because we already are perfect. We're already loved by God, and that's all that matters. We don't have to worry about anything else. So give power to that love, and remember, give power to positive thoughts. So just a quick recap. 1, be aware of your fears. 2, face your fears. 3, take control of your fears by taking control of your thoughts. 4, envision yourself conquering your fears. That will give you the motivation you need. And 5, surround yourself with fearless people. And 6, fill yourself up with the love of God, because that will drive out all fear. That is the answer to everything, and nothing will be able to hold you back. Believe in who you are. Know that you are more than your fear. Fear is just a lie to try to bring you down and keep you from doing the very thing you've been called here on this earth to do. So do not empower it. Do not give in to it. You can do this. You can do this. Don't let your life be driven by fear. Tackle it. Overcome it. Face it. Conquer it. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. I hope that you will believe in yourself too. And if you have any more questions, please reach out to me. But thank you so much for tuning in on how to overcome your fear. My name is Ashley Coleman, and I will talk to you soon.